What's up, YouTube? This is War Daddy. I'm bringing some more information. This is some things I uncovered lately, dealing with the soldiers and military. There's vast differences in the compensation for someone that died in the September 11th attacks versus someone that dies serving our country in Iraq or Afghanistan. It's pretty pitiful statistics. It's amazing to me that anyone would ever sign up to defend our country the way our government compensates them. If you mention anything to do with September 11th in a negative way, you're labeled unpatriotic, terrorist, whatever. It should say something about the mentality of our country. If you lose a family member in September 11th attack, you're going to get an average of $1,185,000. You're guaranteed $250,000, all the way up to $4.7 million. Now, if you're a surviving family member of an American soldier killed in action, the first check you get is for $6,000 for direct death benefit, half of which is taxable. Next, you get $1,750 for burial costs. If you're a surviving spouse, you get $833 a month until you remarry, and there's a payment of $211 per month for each child under 18. When the child hits 18, the payments come to a screeching halt. That's ridiculous. You die for our country, and that's how they compensate your family. Now, some of the people in the September 11th, keep in mind, they're getting an average of $1,185,000 up to 4.7, and they're complaining that that's not enough. I mean, yeah. Granted, it was a terrible thing for the loved one to die, but you know, if you serve our country, that's $1,600 isn't even enough to bury someone. Maybe if you get cremated. Now, our own Congress voted themselves a raise, and many of you don't know that they only have to be in Congress one time to receive a pension that is more than $15,000 per month, and the most are equal to being millionaires anyway. They do not receive Social Security on retirement because they didn't have to pay in the system. If some of the military people stay in for 20 years and get out as an E7, they may receive a pension of $1,000 per month. And the very people who place them in harm's way receive a pension of $15,000 per month. Now what the fuck is that? You're going to tell me a lazy son of a bitch in Congress can sit around for one fucking term? Lame duck ass son of a bitch. He can go do his bullshit work sitting on his ass. They barely ever even fucking convene anyway, and he receives $15,000 a month pension for the rest of his days. It's fucking pathetic. And a soldier can stay in for 20 fucking years, maybe see 2 or 3 tours in Iraq or Afghanistan, who knows. He will receive a Social Security benefit of $1,000 a month. You know that won't even fucking buy food for a family. That's absolutely ridiculous. Now I'd like to see our elected officials pick up a weapon and join the ranks before they start cutting out the benefits and lowering the pay for our sons and daughters who are fighting. And when are we finally going to do something about this bullshit? It just don't seem fair. You know, I'd like to forward this to as many people as I could, you know, this information. You know, the deaths were tragic in the 9/11. A lot of people were in the wrong place at the wrong time. You know, soldiers put themselves in harm's way for all of us. And they and their family knows the dangers. You know, the soldiers are mostly put in harm's way by the politicians and the commanding officers. We also learned recently that some of the victims from the Oklahoma City bombing have started an organization asking for the same deal that the September 11th families are getting. In addition to that, some of the families of the bombed in the embassies are now asking for compensation as well. You see where this is going, don't you? This is part and parcel over 50 years of entitlement politics in this country, and it's really sad. Every time a pay raise comes up for the military, they usually receive next to nothing of a raise. Now, the green machine is in combat in the Middle East while their families have to survive on food stamps and live in low rental housing. Does that make sense? You know, I think this is just this is astonishing. I just cannot. I can't sit around and absorb all this and not say something. That's why I'm thankful for this outlet to get this out of me, because this infuriates me. I'm not even a military-minded person. I wouldn't fight for this goddamn country for nothing. You think I'm gonna let one of these politicians send me over or my son over into a damn war for oil or for profit? It's not a just war. It's not even a legal war. But if I were in the military and I do fully support the men and women that are over there fighting that war for profit, you would think with all the profiteers that have gained billions of dollars from these wars and this war on terror bullshit, you could at least compensate the men and women that go do your dirty work for you a little better than a fucking $1,000 a month Social Security benefit and a $1,600 burial benefit. And the kid and the children that are left behind when one of the brave men and women dies in combat, they get a whopping $211 a month until they're 18. That won't even buy kids clothes for 1 year. You know, I'm out here struggling every day to pay for my way, for my family, and I have a hard time doing it. But I'm not in harm's way. I'm not in a war zone. I didn't sign up for it. But the brave men and women that fight for this country and believe in what it stands for, that's how they get compensated. And then when they come back from the wars, they're labeled, you know, unfit for society, basically. They won't even admit that they have been exposed to chemicals that will give them cancer. The government treats our soldiers like shit. The very people that do their dirty work, they do not compensate worth a shit. They will not. They don't even want to take care of their medical problems when they come back. It's how pathetic our government is. But in the meantime, if you go sit your fat ass in Congress for one term, the sorry son of a bitch, sit up there and just basically do goddamn nothing, you are eligible for $15,000 a month pension. And $15,000 a month is quite a pension. You could live nice on that. Not to mention most of them are millionaires any goddamn way. You know, that just tells you what the mindset of this country is. When are the American people going to realize that our government elected officials are the elitists in their mind? They think they're above us. They need to be eliminated. We don't need them whatsoever. None of my representatives represent my ideals or my views. And if any one of them had any kind of fucking decency, he would give his money, any that he earned, well, not earned, rather, any that he was given in the corrupt fucking Congress we have, he would put that into a fund for the returning soldiers or the soldiers that were killed in combat to compensate their families decently. But none of them have any decency. None of them have any fucking moral character. But yet, society would look down on me because I may have tattoos and I may not march to the beat of their drum. But that's the only reason that they want to put me down, is because I'll speak what I say. I don't have to bow down to their bullshit. I don't trust them and I don't like them. And I'll tip my hat to the American soldiers. And my heart goes out to any one of them that have to fight over there. I support them 100%, but I do not in any way support or recognize the federal government as an authority figure or as anybody that's worthy of judgment or making any rules that I should live by. This could go a long way to show you what their mindset is. They're the haves and we're the have-nots. So I just want to let everybody out in the YouTube world know that this information I found, and maybe it'll soak in and you'll realize your tax dollars, that's what they go for, to compensate Congress while our soldiers get shit. This is War Daddy out for now. I'll be back with more later.